1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, welcome back to Country and Cold Cans. As always, I'm Logan, sitting here with Andy and Kyle, and this week we have a very special guest, Mr. South Texas Tweek. How you doing, buddy?
Doing well, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Was that a Coors Light I saw?
Yeah.
Hey, we always like to talk about it. If we're drinking, bring it up, man. This is Country and Cold Cans. That's the Cold Cans portion.
Yeah, I don't know if my mountains are blue anymore.
Yeah, hey, look, it's beer, right?
Yeah, it ain't cold, but it's still wet.
Hey, there you go. I mean, I've got a Wicked Weed Pernicious. It's a North Carolina beer made out in the mountains out here. So,
okay.
Yeah, it's I feel a little bit bougie drinking this, but I like it. So what can I say?
Yeah, man. I got nothing against the like IPAs and the darker stuff.
Yeah. I've drank more of those now than I'm proud of. 20-year-old me would probably punch me in the face for it.
No, I'm right there with you, man. I've been drinking these ones that are brewed in Austin called Thirsty Goat.
Oh, nice.
And I've just developed an affinity for them, man. I absolutely love that one.
Hell yeah, dude. I went down to Austin. Me and Kyle went for a bachelor party maybe last year, right before COVID. All that shit kind of happened and shut everything down. But we went down to Austin back in February, and we had some pretty good. I can't remember any of the names of them because we had quite a few. But we had quite a few good Texas beers down there, man. Austin was a lot of fun.
Pearl in a can.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we did have Pearl in a can. That was like the second time I've ever had that. That was fun.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, man, that's the only time I've ever had Pearl was in a can at this place in Houston called Good Night Charlie's.
Oh yeah,
they used to have this setup, and I think it was $6, and you could get a shot of their house whiskey and a tall boy Pearl.
Oh hell yeah, that sounds like a good deal.
Yeah, man, go in there, spend $40. You're pretty tight.
Yeah, you're feeling all right at that point. But yeah. The first time I had Pearl, me and Andy were out in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We were going to see Turnpike Troubadours and American Aquarium at Canes. But before the show, it may have been after the show. I can't remember at this point. But I think
it was the night before.
Night before, yeah. We went over to the Mercury Lounge and we saw Pearl in a can for the first time. We drank the son of a bitch out of Pearl that night.
Oh yeah, I believe it. It's
solid.
easy to do, man. It's a good beer. I was surprised by how good it was the first time I had it.
You ain't lying, man. I was surprised too because the only time I'd ever heard of it was from a David Allan Coe song. So I was surprised that it was actually drinkable.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess we'll jump into a little bit of music here. So, I was gonna say we were all talking about this before you hopped on the Zoom here, but I really really dig your sound, man. It's kind of got that like classic honky tonk kind of vibe to it, dude. Like, was that something you grew up? Was that something you grew up listening to a lot of?
Yeah, well, a lot of the like classicer stuff. Classicer, is that a word?
It is now.
Like I listen, like these days I listen to like a lot of Ernest Tubb and Webb Pierce and guys like that. But man, the country I grew up on was like, George Jones, which I guess is pretty traditional honky tonk. If I'd consider him more straight up country than honky tonk. I kind of put honky tonk in its own genre, And I'm definitely going for that classic sound, man. The steel guitar, the rim shots on the drums, the two-stepping tempos, just three chords in the truth, man. That's exactly what I'm going for.
Yeah, man, that's the best way to be because like that was one of the comment I actually made to Andy before. I was like, "This is two-stepping music." I said, "I wish they played a little bit more of this in North Carolina, but they don't."
Oh, yeah, it's good two-step music, and I don't two-step.
Yeah, I three-step and five-step. I usually don't just do two of them.
That's clever. I'm going to use that in the future.
Yeah, man. Well, shit, hopefully we can get me and the boys up there to North Carolina one day.
Hell yeah, dude. If you do that, I'll tell you what, we'll be in the front row cheering you boys on, and we'll have a beer and a shot waiting on you, North Carolina style.
Good deal, man. Hell yeah. Whereabouts in North Carolina are y'all, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, so the podcast itself, just because this is where it was founded, is based out of Raleigh, in the state capital, because that's where I currently live right now. But the three of us are all from a small town in northeastern North Carolina near the Virginia border called Roanoke Rapids. So like the other two guys,
Roanoke Rapids.
yeah, Roanoke
That's
Rapids,
right.
yeah,
Oh,
right off the Roanoke River.
I thought you said Rona Rapids for a minute. I was like, damn, they were ahead of the time on that one.
Yeah. But no, it's a small town. The other two guys are there right now. But yeah, we're kind of like not too far apart, but you know, that it's more eastern part of the state than anything.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm gonna turn the question on you. What part of South Texas are you from? Currently live?
Brazoria County. It's an hour south of Houston.
Okay.
I'm from Lake Jackson specifically. That's where it's actually me and Selena were born in the same hospital.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, it's southeast, you know, but it's south. I mean, you know, the Gulf Coast is 12 minutes from my front door.
Oh, okay. So you're like a coastal town.
Texas.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. Very nice. Cool.
Yeah, Andy's a little more familiar with Texas than the other two of us because he's Andy's a truck driver, so he's been all throughout Texas.
Okay. Cool.
I've been down in that part with it because that's somewhat near Corpus Christi, then, right? Somewhat.
Yeah, I'm about 2 hours, 2.5 hours from Corpus. Yeah, when I was younger, so I was born in Lake Jackson, and then when I was about 8 or 9, we actually moved to Victoria, Texas, for a while. So we lived in Victoria for a few years, which is weird because, like I said, I was born in the same hospital as Selena, and actually the path that she took, Victoria, are like catty corner to each other. Sorry, yeah, we just showed up to my bass player's house. We're gonna run some practice here in a little bit.
Oh, nice. So, like, are you guys about to hit the road to get back on tour?
Yeah, we've got a small run coming up starting June 4th, actually, the day that the single drop. We'll be in San Antonio, and I'll actually be with Charlie J. Memphis and David Miner. We'll be on the road for a short while there, and then some longer tours in the works right now. Booking is we're all trying to book the same venues, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like trying to compete with guys that have been doing it for years, and I just started playing live this year.
Oh, nice.
Yep. Can y'all still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. So you said y'all are getting back out on the road. Just been out on tour for about the last year or so. So how difficult is it to, like, when you're within the Texas scene like that, to put a band together?
Oh, sorry. For me, it wasn't that difficult because my brother plays guitar for me, and a guy I grew up with plays bass for me. We're just having hell with the drummer. We can't keep it squirrely. Everybody else is solid. But I know for some guys, it's hard getting a solid group together just because there is so many bands, and a lot of the guys are working musicians. So they'll be playing for like 6-7 different bands at once, you know, if they're not on the road.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard about a lot of that within that scene. People playing, like, pulling double duty whenever they're playing. But so when did you start playing music?
I started playing guitar when I was like 10. And then I just kind of messed around with it. I never really tried to learn anything, just taught myself different songs and just played around on it. And then when I was like 15, I started rapping.
Oh, yeah?
I did the hip hop thing for a while. And kind of gave up on music for a few years and then started writing Charlie and started writing with him, and that's when I really got into the country.
Oh yeah. So when did you have that moment that you wanted to do it as a career versus just, you know, playing on the side?
Probably when I was in the studio in October. Just back in October was when we cut all these singles. Mm-hmm. We were gonna start working on an album, but you know, COVID and everything. I mean, COVID had already been going on, but I actually, you know, had got laid off from my day job in October literally, we recorded all the tracks on a Sunday, and when I got back to work Monday, my boss was like, "Hey, bud, these are your last 2 weeks here," and I was like, "Oh, great." So, yeah, right about then, I was like, "You know what? Forget going back to work. I'm going to the stage." And so, started playing live in November, and just been doing it since then.
Hell yeah, man. That's awesome. Like it's always, I always admire, folks when they decided to take that plunge. But so obviously we're pulling for you because I think it was your first single you released, "Count on Me." I really like that because that's a love song done right. It ain't like that boyfriend country shit you hear out of Nashville. Like that's just, that's a love song done right.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Yeah. I was actually up at work one evening when I wrote that. It was like 2-3 in the morning. And I was just thinking about home and everything, and that that first line came to me, that opening line, "A million memories in my mind," and within 20 minutes, I had the whole song written.
Oh, nice.
Those are usually
it was like ones. It almost just they pretty much write themselves, and that's for sure, man. They definitely, my favorite ones are the ones that kind of write themselves like that. If you just get one line in your head, and within the next half hour, you've got a song.
Oh, yeah.
Did you remember the whole song, or did you have to stop and write it down immediately, or did you just play the whole thing out in your head?
Yeah, I'm pretty good about remembering my own lyrics. So I just sat there and just went over it. And then when I went to, my 3 o'clock, my 3 a.m. break, cause when I work, it was like 7 to 7. So we had a break at like 9 and then midnight and then 3. And so I went to my 3 a.m. break and I picked up my phone and I wrote it in my phone and I just threw it down and then went back to work. And then that morning when I got home, my wife took the kids to school and I sat at the kitchen table with a beer at 7:30 in the morning and my guitar and had the whole thing. I mean, the whole song, solo and everything, was done within 30 minutes.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty impressive there.
Thank you, man. Yeah, it was there, man. It was almost like, the song was, like I said, the song was writing itself. It was just using me.
Yeah. It's almost one of those things like when you write a song quickly and it comes out and you really like it, it's almost like something spiritual about it because it just kind of comes out of and you don't know where it comes from. Yeah,
that's 100% correct, man. It's like someone, like an entity is just like, the spirit of country music was working through me.
Oh yeah. So was that like one of the first songs you wrote, or were you writing before that?
I was writing before that. Like by then I'd already had that writing credit on Charlie's album. We wrote "Lily, My Dear" with me, him, Vincent, and Colin Colby, who plays bass in Charlie's band. And that had already come out. What was that on? That was on "Welcome to Hard Times," I think. And I already put that out, and we'd already written some other stuff together. So I was definitely writing. But it was my first studio song that I put out. That was my first single.
Yeah.
And for it to be received so well it was nuts to me. I'm still like every day. Well, I don't check the numbers every day anymore, but when I do check the numbers, I'm just like, I just got to laugh because I'm like, that's some stroke of dumb luck, I guess.
Hell yeah, man. So do you remember the first song you ever wrote?
Hell no, man. I've been writing my whole life. My mom said when I was like 6 years old, before I even could write the whole alphabet, I would carry around this little yellow notebook and scribble stuff in there, like trying to write songs and poems and stuff.
So I guess it was meant to be then.
Yeah. I guess so, man. At 6 years old.
Yeah, when I was 6 years old, I was getting in trouble for doing the DX crotch chop from professional wrestling. So,
see, that's probably why they didn't let me watch no wrestling, because they knew I'd do that shit.
Yeah, man. Look, I got in trouble for that multiple times. I never understood it because my mama would let me watch wrestling, but I couldn't watch Rugrats. It didn't make any damn sense to me.
I was getting in trouble for reciting curse words I'd learned from my grandfather.
Hell yeah!
Where'd you learn that word from? Yeah, Papa.
Well, Well, Pawpaw can't get in trouble for it, so
Exactly.
I'm sure he got a phone call from my mother shortly after that.
He's like, all right, I won't do it no more.
Yeah.
And then you get over there the next time, and he's like, boy, don't be saying that shit in front of your mama.
Yeah, that's exactly what he would say. Yeah.
Yeah,
He's like, get me in trouble.
He's like, damn it, boy, what did I tell you about saying that shit?
Stop all that goddamn cussing.
Oh man. So the reason I asked about the first song, I was like, when did you kind of have that watershed moment when you were writing that you were like, huh, like this is actually pretty good? Was it somebody's input or was it something on your own? You were like, this is a good song.
Probably when Charlie and I wrote $50 a week was when I was like, all right, that'll work. And we wrote that a long time before it was ever recorded. We actually wrote that New Year's Eve. He was in Houston, but it was New Year's Eve 2018 going into 2019. So we wrote it, December of 2018, and I didn't record it until October of 2020. So I had just been writing and stacking up these songs.
I got you. So I guess my question is on that. So you said you just started about a year ago, you've been writing and everything for a long time. So what was it like trying to start a music career in the midst of a pandemic?
It sucked.
Yeah, I can imagine, yeah.
But no, luckily I have great mentors. I have a lot of buddies that have been in the game for years and years. And they kind of show me the ropes and teach me how to do the business side of the deal. So I've been super grateful for that help. And it has been a help. Knowing what to say and who to contact and how to contact them has definitely been a blessing, having that knowledge. So it wasn't as hard as someone who was coming just straight in with, no teachers and no help or nothing. I mean, that'd be like putting a boat in the water with a hole already in it.
Yeah.
But thankfully there weren't no holes in my boat, and my sails were all sewn up tight. So,
oh yeah,
it's been difficult, but and every time we go out there, every time we get on the road, we meet more people and meet people with the so-and-so knows so-and-so, and they own this venue. So it's like every time you show your face and people see that you're willing to work and work at it, they're kind of, it opens up a new door every time you play a venue,
Yeah. It always reminds me of that old saying, it ain't the grade you make, it's the hand you shake. And that's true across the board, no matter what you do.
Yeah. That's true for everything. For sure.
So, is there a chance any of them old rap albums are still floating around on the interweb somewhere? Or were they ever recorded?
Yeah, I did 2 full mixtapes. One of them I know you definitely can't find.
Okay.
But one of them you can maybe find, but they'll have to go find that on their own. I will say that I went under the handle of Young Tweek. It ain't hard to find.
Young Tweek, okay.
All right. Have to see if we can do a little digging out there and see if we can find it.
So, was there like a quote unquote come to Jesus moment where you were just like, I'm not really feeling, dropping mixtapes? Or did someone come to you and say, hey, they maybe heard you, your mom heard you singing in the shower or something, and someone came to you and was like, hey man, you got a voice for country music. Was there anything like that, or did you just kind of say, I'm just gonna drop this and move on there on your own?
Yeah, not really. I mean, I met my wife when I was 19, and I had already kind of decided that I was gonna stop rapping just because the scene of it all was getting me in more trouble. And I don't need any help getting myself in trouble. I do that just fine.
Yeah.
But I had kind of already decided like a month before I met her, and then I met her and I was like, all right, yeah, I'll give it all up. So there was like I think I was 22 or 23 when I started hanging around like Charlie and Vincent and the boys. So Yeah, there was like a 3 or 4 year gap where I really didn't do much music at all. I barely played my guitar. I remember I went a whole year one time without playing my guitar. And then, I started writing again, and then writing with the guys and getting around the country scene. And I was like, man, this is fun as hell. If these boys can do it, I guess I could do it.
Yeah, I mean, I respect to that. You know, the person that's got the most confidence in you is you. That's what I've always thought. So,
I hope not, because boy.
Oh man, yeah. So like that, I feel you on that because I ain't gonna act like that. Anything I ever do, I feel confident in, so I can relate.
Yeah. Well.
No, I'm starting to gain more confidence in myself here and there, especially playing live shows and having good reactions from live crowds. It'll help you be a little bit more confident in your playing and you're playing live and songwriting and everything.
Yeah. So did we see that y'all are going to be going out on the road or playing a show or two with Mike and the Moon Pies?
Yeah. June 5th, we're going to be opening up for them at John T. Flores Country Store, which is it's a real big deal of a venue here in Texas. So I'm super excited to play that one.
Oh yeah, that's on my list of venues to see. Like I've always heard about a lot of those venues down in Texas and Oklahoma. Only one I've ever been able to get to is Cane's, but JT Flores is the one of them that I definitely want to get to.
Yeah, man. Actually, I went there for my first time. Not last time we were on the road, but the time before that, we were going to play a private gig down in way down South Texas, like 10, 15 minutes from the border. And then something messed up on the van. And so we were in town and ended up just catching a ride out to Hilote and watched Vincent open up for Charlie at John T. Flores. And that was the first time I'd ever been there. And then the next day they booked me to open up for Mike and the Moon Pies.
I hear that, man.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, we're big Moon Pies fans, so I know, and like they've really been hitting their stride, like getting more and more popular. So I know that had to be a big gig for you guys.
Oh yeah, we're excited. We're that's what we're here to do right now. Is we're gonna practice our set list. That way, we're just as tight as a duck's ass, man. We ain't trying to have no fuck ups that day.
Oh man, I love a good like catchphrase or saying.
Hell yeah.
Tight as a duck's ass.
Oh yeah. Them some bitches they're watertight, man.
Yes, sir, they are, yeah.
It's like that, it's like I don't know if you ever watched Workaholics back in the day on Comedy Central, but it's like it's tight butthole, not loose butthole. Yeah,
we're trying to be tight butthole all the way that weekend. Especially at the Florida show.
Yeah.
How long is your set list going to be? Because I know, like on Spotify, y'all only got 2 songs out. Do y'all play like other unreleased songs, or y'all play covers, or what?
Oh yeah, we played shit. I'd say we played 80% originals, and pretty much all of them are unreleased.
Okay, yeah, that's cool.
So yeah, anybody that's listening, if you want to hear pretty much the whole album, you got to come to a live show.
Hey, I mean, look. I respect that because as we have discussed, there's a guy that we all enjoy, but stop playing so many covers. If y'all got I like unreleased music, so yeah. I wish I could make that show. So because I'd like to hear more of what y'all got.
Yeah, man, appreciate it. It's gonna be fun, and hopefully we're gonna get recording on the album pretty soon. It's just it ain't cheap to cut records.
Yeah, I can imagine. So when y'all record, do you have to go to Austin, or is there like a more local place to you, or?
No, yeah, we definitely go to Austin.
Okay, yeah, figured that.
We just recorded at the Recording Observatory or Conservatory or something of Austin, and it's this music school that's got this big, nice, fancy studio, and their students actually use the studio, and they're graded on how well they record and how well these songs come out. So it's like a project for them to record different artists. So we got to go in there and cut one for free.
Hey,
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's a fairly good
Yeah.
idea. Yeah, let's let them learn.
Yeah.
You save a little cash, and
Is there any? If I were you, I'd be like, is there any way I can get 2 or 3 or more of those?
Yeah, you ain't lying.
I will do
We'll see.
I will do every student in this class project.
Yeah, no shit.
So like,
We'll pump them out.
And you don't have to answer this if you don't want to, but just out of curiosity, because we don't know, obviously, because we don't record music. But like, how much would it cost? How much does it cost to like record one song?
It really depends on who you go to and who you have play for you. Because different studios have like day rates. Like you'll get the whole studio for however many. Just depends on their credentials. Because obviously, if you're up there, you're recording the top names in country, you can pretty much charge, $800-900 a day, and that's just for the recording. That's not the mix and mastering. That doesn't include the guys you're bringing in, which if it's your own band, it's obviously going to be cheaper. But if you got to hire a bass player, hire a fiddle player, hire a drummer, it can get up there, man. I not me personally, but I know of guys that have spent, $2,000-3,000 just to cut one single and get it mixed and mastered and everying.
Wow,
between players and production and mastering and all that, it can. Y'all still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I think I took my tequila inside. Damn it! I was gonna get a pull right quick.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I got a little beer left.
Yeah, no, like that's I would have never guessed that. I knew it was pricey, but I mean, damn, $2,000 or $3,000 for a song if you're paying the certain people to do things. I mean, that's pretty hefty. Imagine that times like 12 for a record.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, see, and a record is different because a record you're going to already have the studio, so you'll just do like a multi-day thing and just cut as many as you can. When you're in there working on a single, that's your singular project that you're doing,
Yeah,
So,
I get that.
it's all different.
Yeah.
These are actually Gus Clark's glasses that he left in my truck.
Oh yeah.
Y'all know who Gus Clark is?
I do not know.
Oh man, he's a great singer-songwriter. Well, he lives here in Texas now, but he's actually, I think he's only been here like a year, maybe not even. He's from Seattle. He's from Seattle.
Okay. Yeah, I have to check him out though.
But he's great, man. Y'all got to look him up. Oh yeah,
yeah, for sure.
Hey, 2 songs in, you're gonna want him on the podcast. I guarantee it.
Hell yeah, I'm definitely checking him out. We're always down to talk to cool people. So.
Oh, he's one of the coolest. I mean, shit, these are his sunglasses. You can tell by looking at them.
You got that right. Oh man. Yeah. So one of the things like that we were all talking about, with your music, like I know we talked about like some of the music you listen to, but who would you say are some of your biggest influences, I guess, you have over you musically? Not necessarily just your sound, but you as a musician.
I mean, I definitely say all of my buddies, all the homies that play, Charlie, Jesse, Coulter, Vincent, all them guys. I love seeing them come up and get more notoriety and sell more records and make better albums. So that's a huge influence on me as far as just, being a working musician. And as far as the songwriting goes, those guys as well, but a lot of Webb P. Campbell, guys like that. And Gary Stewart, man, I love Gary Stewart's writing.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Yeah, the Moon Pies just cut that Gary Stewart album recently. That was fantastic.
Yeah. Oh, and I love their writing too, man. Them boys can write a tune, man. And they all do it as a group a lot of the times,
Yeah.
or they'll bounce ideas off of each other. And I take a lot of, on stage, you're a band in real life, in every day-to-day life, you know.
Yeah.
South Texas Tweek and the Beer Run Bandits. And I'm always bouncing ideas off of them or and working with each other.
Yeah, I hear that. So you said, just bring it up again. So June 4th, you said you got a new single, New Tattoos coming out.
New Tattoos.
Yeah, man. Like we've heard it. It's fantastic. Everybody definitely needs to check that out on June 4th for sure.
Mm-hmm. Man, yeah, I'm glad y'all enjoy it. I'm excited to drop it, man. It's kind of it's a goofy song in the sense of, you know, the hook and everything, and talking about the new tattoos is the only new thing I got on me, this and that. But it's also a serious song, you know, because sometimes you change a little bit, but, you know, I feel like a lot of the times we're still the same old us, you know.
Oh yeah,
yeah, it's true.
I know me. I am. I'm calming down a little bit, but I'm still raising hell with the best of them.
Oh yeah. Hey, look, I can relate because all of us have calmed down significantly since we were in our early 20s, but there's still an element of who we were still in us at times.
Yeah.
So,
we can still get down with the best of them. Give me a good wedding venue.
Yeah. Just give me a good wedding venue for one of our buddies, and like we'll tear it down. Might hurt for a couple of days compared to how it used to, but give the old college try.
That's funny you brought up weddings, because a buddy of ours is here because I actually have to sign the papers because I officiated him and his wife's wedding a week ago.
Oh, word.
Oh wow! So we're talking a Reverend Tweek then.
Yeah, you know. By the power vested in me by the great state of Texas and onlineministries.com, you know. But yeah, man, we had a good old time, and it was funny to you know, get all dressed up and get gussied up and stand there in front of everybody and marry them. It was fun, and I wrote a good long thing for them, and it was real heartfelt, and we had us a good old time. And then the wedding coordinator, when we were doing the rehearsal, she was like, now you're not gonna freeze up on us tomorrow when you're mic'd up and you're in front of everybody, are you? I was like, no, I've had a bit of practice.
Yeah. I would say singing, it's a little bit more stressful than officiating a wedding.
Yeah, and the DJ loved it because, you know, we were doing sound check and everything, and he was like, man. He's like, usually when I got to do this with somebody like a pastor or a preacher that's never been mic'd up before, or just somebody that's doing it for him, he's like, it's this long drawn out thing. It's like, nah, man, we can get it done in about 3 minutes. We'll have this mic checked and I'll be ready to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tell us if you wanted to. You could even play a song for sound check.
Yeah. Yeah. They did play a couple of my tunes when everybody was dancing, so that was fun.
Oh yeah.
And man, the DJ was Scottish, and he had this real thick Scottish accent. So it was funny. And he was like, we've got tunes coming up from our very own South Texas Tweek.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, man. That was a pretty damn good Scottish
That was damn good, yeah.
Oh yeah, I do, good. Man. So impressions is like one of my big strong suits. If I wasn't doing music, I'd be doing stand-up comedy.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
So
who's your favorite stand-up comedian?
Oh man. The newer guys, I really like I like Kevin Hart a lot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to think of the dude's name. It just slipped my mind. He used to date Ariana Grande.
Pete Davidson.
Pete Davidson, I love that.
Yeah.
I love his just dark, like dry, not dry, but dark, like
sadistic
humor.
Yeah,
you know?
he has a
sadistic. Is the word
he's a little twisted. Yeah, he is a funny dude. Yeah, he's a really funny dude.
But like the older guys, you know, like I love Richard Pryor, man. Like I could sit there and watch reruns of Richard Pryor all day.
He's arguably the greatest comedian of all time.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah,
it's a hard argument to make against him. You know, it's.
Nope.
He's definitely.
you might can make a small argument for Carlin, but really, I still stand by Richard Pryor as being the best comedian of all time.
Yeah. And Eddie Murphy's early work. I love his early stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big Eddie Murphy fan.
And what's the guy's name? That huge white guy. He's dead already.
Oh man,
Ralphie May.
Okay, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I love his stuff, especially his earlier work. It seems like their comedians' earlier stuff was always the edgiest and just the grittiest, and I like that because that's real human, shit that they're talking about.
Oh yeah, I mean it's one of those things that if Pryor or Carlin or Eddie Murphy especially, like if any of those guys were trying to start out today, they might get canceled in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they get away with some of the stuff they get away with. But they were but they were funny as hell.
They were funny. I mean, it was funny. So
yeah. And I think a lot of us still laugh about it. It's just that small minority group of people that get their feelings hurt about everything, and then they're a loud minority group.
Yeah, the loud group on Twitter that gets offended by everything, can't take a joke from a comedian, kind of thing. Yeah. The squeaky wheel gets the grease syndrome.
Yeah, I remember because a while back they the Speedy Gonzalez, I can't remember the dude's name. I think it's Slowpoke Gonzalez, the little mouse with the sombrero and the pistols and stuff.
Yeah.
They tried to cancel it and mess. I'm half Mexican, and my bass player's full Mexican. He's like first generation. He's like, bro, none of us are offended by that shit. Like,
right?
they're trying to say we're offended. Everybody's like looking at each other like, who's offended by this? Why are they canceling this dude?
Yeah. It's always the people that are complaining about it, saying that something's offensive, that are speaking for everyone else. When in reality, like most of us are not that offended by a comedian saying things.
Yeah, yeah. Like me, I have Tourette's. That's why they call me Tweek. And y'all saw my eyes moving off before I put my sunglasses back on. And I was on TikTok the other day, and there was this girl with green hair, and she was saying how people need to stop making jokes about Tourette's. And I was like, no, I kind of like them. They're pretty funny to me.
Yeah.
Hey, look. Yeah, I mean, you could say it. I mean, I wouldn't make fun of you, but self-deprecating humor is one of the best. Is one of the best types of humor. I mean, it really is.
Yeah,
you can't joke about yourself.
You can't laugh at yourself. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh no, man! Trust me. Like I'm a Southerner, so like, you can hear the way I talk. Like I'm from the Southeast. Like we get made fun of all the time. So it's like I make fun of Southerners myself. Like it's one of those things you have to be able to laugh at yourself sometimes.
Oh yeah, I mean, and anybody that, like you said, if you can't just pick it, everybody has faults and foibles, and if you can't pick it yourself, that's a boring way to live.
Yeah.
So, if you ask me. So,
yeah, for sure. You can't laugh at your own stuff. You're gonna. Cool, man. How long we been on here? How long y'all got to go?
I think we got. We're about 40 minutes in or so. So I know you got band practice. So if you want to close things out with a lightning round real quick, won't take very fast. We'll close it out with that.
Cool. Is that y'all got any more questions or anything? Besides the lightning round?
I think that about covered it for me.
Yeah. So my first question, are you a car guy?
I mean, I drive a truck.
Respectable, yeah.
Man, I'm not too huge in, like I'm not, building cars and working on cars and research about them. I just know enough to keep my truck on the road.
Fair enough. All right, fair enough. Second thing. As a Texan, what is the greatest thing about Texas?
Everything.
Okay, fair enough. That's a respectable answer.
I'd say the hospitality. People are, for the most part, really nice to each other and hospitable.
Okay. I think that's just I like that answer. It's a good answer.
All
What's
right.
your go-to late night fast food?
Ooh, McDonald's for sure.
Okay. That's a new one.
It's always strong words for a Texan not to say Whataburger.
Man, I love Whataburger. Don't get me wrong, but ever since they sold out to that Chicago company,
Yeah.
it just ain't the same for me no
That's
more.
fair. That's a fair point. I forgot they did that.
Yeah, I didn't even know that. So, news to me.
Yeah, I remember that was a big deal on Twitter when that happened. So
Yeah, man, people were ready to riot.
yeah, they were. So speaking of Whataburger, spicy or fancy ketchup?
Oh, spicy for sure.
Right answer.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
So beer or liquor?
Both, but if I had to choose one, I'm definitely going liquor. Tequila specifically.
Okay, what kind of tequila?
I drink a lot of El Jimador.
Okay,
That or Castadores.
gotcha. I'm one of those dudes that, like, if it's in a margarita, I'll drink it, but I'm not man enough to drink tequila.
Oh, same here.
Nope.
No shit, man. I'll drink it like it's water, man. There's this. I'll send y'all the video when we get off the phone. So they live streamed one of our shows from Austin. I took this clip from it. I can't remember if I did or Carlos did. One of us took it, ripped the clip from it. And it's just this little 20-second clip of my cousin. He brought a tequila bottle in to make us drinks, and he was taking it back out to the van. And I grabbed a tequila bottle from him. I tilted it up for about 5 solid seconds, and the crowd just went crazy.
Oh, wow.
I couldn't do that.
That I will say that's, I'll go on record saying this, that's more impressive than when Co Wetzel turns up a bottle of Jack Daniels.
Yeah, Jack is easy to drink. Jack is like drinking Coca-Cola.
Yeah, you're more of a man than I am. I couldn't do that.
100%. 100%.
A lot of people can't shoot tequila.
No,
I think
dude,
it's that half Mexican in me. You know?
It must be, yeah.
every time I try to shoot tequila, and it ends up coming back up within 2 minutes.
You shoot it in, it shoots out.
Yeah, pretty much.
That'll happen, man. You'll have that on them bigger jobs.
Oh, yeah. All right, buddy. Well, I know you got band practice, so I make sure everybody goes out there, keeps in mind June 4th. New Tattoos is dropping. Make sure you go and stream it, buy it, everything.
And it'll
available.
actually be available for pre-order through iTunes Friday.
Hell yeah.
So
Make
Friday
sure
at
everybody
midnight,
does
you'll be able to pre-order New Tattoos.
Hell yeah, man.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yep. And if you're in the Texas area, make sure you're in the Hill Country that weekend. We'll be at Floors June 5th.
rock and roll, dude. Well, man, I tell you what, hopefully you guys get up North Carolina sometime soon. We'll definitely hang out, get a beer. I can't say I'll shoot tequila with you, but I'll drink with you.
Yeah, we will do that.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate you coming on.
We'll get one shot of tequila in each of you.
All right,
I'll do that.
I'll try it once. I'll say that. I'll try one.
There you go. That's all you need.
It's one more than I can handle.
Yeah. All right. Well, for this episode of Country Cold Cans, I'm Logan, sitting there with Andy and Kyle, and this week our special guest, South Texas Tweek. We'll see you next time.
Take care, guys.